Hey guys, today we wanted to talk about weight loss. I know a lot of people have this goal of losing weight, and really it's for most people, the goal behind it is really just wanting to look and feel better. Maybe your doctor has told you you need to lose some weight, or something is really driving you. But we wanted to address weight loss and how to do that.
The biggest piece of that, as we're talking about the why, is finding a why that actually is going to continue forward with you. A lot of people's reasoning for weight loss can be fleeting based on what they see that day, what they read that day, what somebody might tell them that day, what they perceive somebody is expecting of them. If they're going into that journey with somebody else's expectations, it's just not going to stay as well as if this is an internal motivation. So sitting down and really thinking about why does this matter to me? What is that going to look like when I achieve this? How will I feel then? And really trying to keep that feeling with you as you make daily decisions.
So the how of weight loss really isn't super complicated. The steps on how to do it can be. But ultimately, when you want to lose weight, your body mass needs to shrink, you need to burn more calories than you consume. It's not more difficult than that, except that your body has a whole bunch of systems that contribute to the burning calories piece. But that being said, the consuming is a very big part of that, and that is what you eat day in, day out, the decisions you make. Your nutrition is one of the most important parts if your goal is weight loss.
We would definitely like to say that it is just as simple as, well, just eat less or move more. It certainly is not, though. Like Steve said, we are working with a whole bunch of different systems in our bodies, and depending on where you're starting at, where you're coming at that from, it's going to maybe take a little bit of resetting your body before you're starting to see these goals. A lot of the times we have people come in here and exercise and really believe that that's enough to lose weight. And the truth is not what's happening in here in these 24 or these 60 minutes, this hour, 30 minutes, whatever it might be. That could set the tone for the rest of the day, the rest of the 24 hours, but it is also the decisions that you're making outside of the gym that are more important than how much you squatted today.
So for intake, for nutrition, what does that mean? That means that you need to control the things that you put in your mouth and eat. A lot of people probably know pretty well what to eat. And if you don't, it's probably back to your childhood of the things that your mom used to say. Eat your vegetables, drink water, don't overeat. Don't do the one where she said clean your plate. That's a lie. Don't clean your plate. You don't want to be wasteful. Just don't put that much on your plate. Get a smaller plate. But that's really it. It can be that simple. Just starting with those simple things that you really already know. Don't go to drive-through and when they ask you to extra size large it, go for that. No, skip the drive-through, make something that's good for you that you know is quality food. That's a great place to start.
Yeah, ideally going with foods that are whole and recognizable. It's a one ingredient food. You see a chicken breast, you know it's a chicken breast. You see a bean, you know it's a bean. Fruits and vegetables, definitely as many different kinds of those as you can find. Very simple with the foods. That doesn't mean that it's simple of like, well, how do I prepare this? Or, how do I build my palate to appreciate these flavors? That is the journey of the weight loss, that you do get to make that decision each day, each time you eat your meal.
And if you feel like I can't do super restrictive, that's actually okay. When you're eating really good quality foods, you shouldn't feel like you're missing out on any amount of food.
There's no feeling of deprivation.
No feeling of deprivation if you choose quality. Quality foods inherently are lower calorie than many of the highly processed foods that we've come to enjoy. I myself love going for a candy bar and fries and things like that. But those are the things that they have very little nutrients for a whole lot of calories. So just making those decisions can go a very long way in a weight loss journey.
As well as satiation. Steve mentioned candy bar. That's going to hit you with a pretty fast, hard energy boost, but it's also going to drop him down pretty fast and hard, leaving him searching for more. Not only like, now I feel this uneasiness in my body from going high and crashing. I need to bring myself back high again, but now I also have this taste that I want to continue to satisfy, a hyper palatable, very sugary, very fat dense taste that it's something that he feels like he wants to continue to chase. And so it can get to be a nasty cycle.
So that's the nutrition part. That's the intake. That's what you're taking in. That's gonna, when you limit that in some way, shape, or form, our version is quality. That's going to help with weight loss, but that's not the only thing that helps. The other pieces to that, we obviously are in a gym. We believe in movement. And there's going to be two types of movement that we want to talk about. One of the type of movement is training. And this is doing something very specific to make your body better in some way, shape, or form. Whether that's weightlifting to increase the size and efficiency and effectiveness of your muscles. Yoga so that you can control your core and stability. Those are training regimes. Those are different things. Anything you go to is a training regime, and it is designed to make you perform better. That's its primary goal, is performance.
Within that regime.
Within that regime. You want to move and be a better person. That is the primary goal. The other method is the absolute opposite of what we tend to do on a day-to-day basis, and that is just get up and move. So many of us have jobs that we sit on our keisters and we bang away on the keyboard, and then we go home and we sit in front of the couch and we're watching the latest Netflix thing. We sit entirely too much. So the other half of the movement equation is actually just unstructured, just move.
Yeah, being aware or focused in that movement. It could be like, okay, I'm going home, I'm cooking dinner, I'm doing the dishes, I'm doing this physical thing. What if you took it one step further and did it with intention, with purpose? I do think that leads into more movement.
One of the things that can help is doing something like a 10,000 step a day challenge. That is something that you have to walk a lot of steps to do something like that. Is it the end all be all? Absolutely not. But if you're focusing on taking more steps and walking more, that can be one of those unstructured movement pieces that can really add up over time and get you out of that sedative, that just sitting on your keister kind of mode. Movement begets more movement. And sometimes that's going to kickstart a lot of great things.
Bring the momentum for sure.
The third thing, and people are surprised by this one, the third thing that really helps with fat loss is sleep. You need to sleep. You are a human being. You're designed to be awake and you're designed to recover and sleep. That's where your body resets so many of those systems that we've been talking about. And actually, for me personally, I noticed when I sleep really well, 7+ hours a night, the other decisions get a lot easier. I'm not craving things. I can go work out. I can do the things I'm supposed to do because I'm not looking for something to replace the sleep that I didn't get.
Yeah, and we talk about willpower a lot, and in both exercise and nutrition, and honestly throughout the day, we're continually tapping on that willpower. It is not a resource that is infinite, and the more sleep you have, the more you're able to, like Steve said, make those decisions that you're not spending too much mental real estate. Should I, shouldn't I really want to, I need this. It's just like, I feel like in a solid base position right now because I had my recovery sleep, that you're able to feel more resolved in your decisions around your health throughout the day.
Some of the things that can help you sleep is coming up with a simple routine. Every night, doing the same things at the same time that leads you to bedtime. Again, we're going back to the things that we did as kids, right? 9 o'clock is my bedtime. I have to be in bed. Don't forget to brush your teeth and take a shower and do these things because those get you prepared for bed. As adults, we think, I can make my own decisions. I'm going to stay up till 4 a.m. Those catch up with you, right? Go to bed the same time every day. Wake up the same time every morning and try to sleep to schedule and do the same things, get into that routine because that triggers your body saying, hey, it's time for bed now. It's time to sleep.
So we're saying all these things and we haven't really put it out there, but we each have bedtime routines, different ones. What's yours?
Mine, I always take a shower before bed, always, which is a little awkward when I'm in a place that doesn't have a shower, but I still do it. I brush my teeth. I take my contacts out. I do a little bit of light reading, and then it's all electronics off and as dark and as cold as possible to an extent so that I sleep well.
Yeah, mine, the things that make the biggest impact for mine, I'll say, is probably about 30 minutes worth of deep breathing and then going into reading a book. Between those two, if the breathing hasn't put me to a place that I'm about ready to just crash, the reading definitely does. And not only does it help me go to sleep, it helps me stay asleep and have a little bit more quality sleep.
The last thing that contributes to weight loss is managing your life and managing stress. A lot of us are under an immense amount of stress. We've got life stressors from family, from jobs, from societal expectations, all of these things adding in on us and feeling like it's constricting us both time-wise and ability, and really pushing us to the max to where we try to multitask our way out of everything and fill the day from start to end with nothing in the middle for us. Managing stress is one of those big pieces that can come into play here. You need some you time. And this comes into play for me. My me time is working out. I love being in the gym. I love working out. It helps reset my mind. It helps me feel better. Also, going for walks and things can help, right? These are the pieces that kind of come into play. But the biggest thing that I've noticed for this one is learning to say no. Sorry, I can't do that today. I've got a busy schedule. Even if my busy schedule includes me, right? That's the important thing. You are probably the most important thing on your schedule, and that's the part we've got to start working on.
This is the place that when people start to shift, that all of the other places shift a little easier. Going back to that idea of willpower, if something is always tapping on your energy, always, and you're not replenishing it, it's going to be very hard to say no to various things. It's going to be very hard to say yes to you. It's going to be very hard to do anything that isn't just automatic. One of the things that set in for me when I went through weight loss journey was I had to think, I can't keep doing the same thing every single day and expect any sort of change. I needed to have that time to bump out of the cycles of where I felt like maybe I kept getting pulled in one direction or several directions, or saying yes to something I really didn't want to, like going out to eat and drink when I'm like, drinking makes me feel kind of nasty, you know, but feeling obligated to say yes. Once I started finding those places that I could replenish me, all of the other things started to fall into place. And it's not like, well, I need to go to a spa day and I need my massage and I need to work out and then I need to meal prep everything. No, it's small pieces here and there to re-up your energy throughout the day.
One of the big things that you have to realize is everything that you say yes to means that you're by default saying no to something else. So if your boss comes to you and says, hey, I need you to take on this really difficult task, and you say yes, think about all of those things that you automatically have just said no to. If that means you're working extra time, that means you're saying no to being home on time, you're saying no to probably some sleep, you're saying no to a bunch of other things that probably mean a lot to you. Now, is that always the case? Should you say no to your boss? Probably not if your career is one of those things that you're really striving for. But there's got to be a balance. You can't give everything to one thing and expect everything else to line up. So just keep in mind, everything you say yes to is a no to something else. If you're saying yes to eating really healthy, you've got to say no to a couple of those things that are really draining you on that front as well, right? So there's that yes-no kind of decision-making comes into play here, and if you say yes for you, it will play in your favor.
There are inevitably going to be insane days or weeks or even months, something that throws what the routine you feel like you built for yourself. It's a good idea to sit down prior to or in a quiet time, not during one of these periods, to think about what your non-negotiables are for your health, for you. It could be like, my non-negotiable is moving for 30 minutes a day. It could be, my non-negotiable is taking my shower every night. Find what that non-negotiable is. Like, no matter what, this is built in. That's going to be the string that carries you through that crazy time. So when you are able to pick up some of those other pieces, it makes it a little easier.
And that's it. Those 4 items lead you to something that will be sustainable weight loss. We're not a gym that promotes super fast, super unhealthy weight loss. That's not us. We want somebody to come through our doors and learn things that's going to take them well into their late part of life. We want to build healthy, strong, amazing people that can do this and actually carry it into every part of their life. And that's our goal, right? If we want to do that, we can't address one thing. We can't tell you to only eat 3 carrots for breakfast and nothing for lunch and expect you to be a thriving, successful adult. That's not who we are. We want you to strive for better everywhere. And the only way to do that is to really address every part of that system. Nutrition, you got to eat well. You've got to move. You've got to work your muscles. You've got to sleep well. And you've got to manage that stress in your life so that you can come back and do it again.